So Aave, some people call it Aave. It's AAVE. It's sitting at $200 as we speak, 202.8, almost $203. And the overall case scenario for Aave, as I have not covered this coin ever almost, I'm going to share the larger perspective and the smaller perspective as well. What can happen to it in next days and what can happen to it overall, and I have studied this project in depth and fundamentally as well. If you want to ask me how good of a project it is, I would say this is one of the most amazing projects out there. There are so many projects that have tried to copy it, like that have copied their model to become successful, like Velodrome, Aerodrome. I think Aerodrome is on base chain, Velodrome is on what? Anyway, there's so many projects out there that try to become Aave. Aave is the leader in the market, and Aave is in a simple language. I will not get into technical language. In English language, you will call it a lending protocol. It's a lending entity. It's a place where you go to and they lend you money. So I'll share the short-term perspective with you. And then I'll get into the longer discussion so people don't get bored. They don't get bored. The support is at 190. The first resistance is at 240. As long as it doesn't break below 190, you can expect it to go towards 240. And that's pretty much it with Aave. And yeah, just a second. I want to see. Yeah, actually, I would offer, instead of 190, I'll offer something else. I'll offer 180. 180 is a bit better than 190. 190 is first line of support. Yeah, but I would rely more on 180. But it has multiple levels of support. Anyway, so your first line of support is at 180. If it loses 200, 200 is a psychological area of support, okay? If it loses 200, then the next drop is towards 180 instead of 190. It's a more sensible support. And of course, if it holds 200 by the time you're watching this video, if it holds this psychological area, it's not a support. It's psychological number. People love rounded numbers. If it holds 200, you can expect it to go towards 240 and above. We can start talking about that. And that's the short-term perspective. From large-term perspective, Aave is like, it's like I said, is a lending entity. People go there with their crypto. They give it to them. Against it, they take money. Now, you would ask me, why the hell would someone do that, right? The reason is simple. I'm just going to explain it in a most simplest manner. So those who understand, don't get technical with me. I'm trying to make a point and explain it as simple as possible. So let's say that you are a smart investor. You're not Michael Saylor. You take Bitcoin at you bought Bitcoin in 2020 at $8,000. You made money with it because you sold in 2021. You didn't sit with it. You sold it at $60,000. Then you waited out till end of 2022 or start of 2023. You bought the Bitcoin again at $20,000. So you were smart. You didn't hold. You sold. This time you were more smart. You realized that, okay, every time I buy Bitcoin and I sit and hold it, I'm not making any money, or maybe you just make some interest on it, but you are actually missing out on altcoins and so many other opportunities. So what you do is that this time when you buy it cheap, you take that Bitcoin and you wait it out a bit. You let Bitcoin go up. So you bought at 20. This time when it goes to 40, you take your Bitcoin, you give it to Aave. You give it to Aave and Aave looks at it and it says that, okay, it's $40,000 currently. I'm going to give you half of your money. I'm just making an example. So when it gives you half of the money, that is actually how much money you had invested. You bought Bitcoin worth of $1 million. It went to $2 million instead of selling because you know that Bitcoin is going to go more up. You don't want to lose that opportunity. What you do is that You take that $1 million back. You got your initial back while you are still holding Bitcoin. Now it is just that it is in a secure deposit with Aave. You take that 1 million and then now you go and you start buying altcoins, anything, Ethereum, BNB, anything that you like. You pick those projects, you invest in them, or you start trading. While you continue to hold Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes to $90,000 from $20,000, you have done a 4x on it. And Aave is even willing to lend you more, or the interest that it was charging you has totally disappeared. Why? Because the asset that they have, it's now worth way more. So the interest that they were charging wouldn't make any sense because what you have given as a collateral is way big. Anyway, let's not get into the details. Every platform has its picks and drops, but Aave, being the market leader, is kind of the one that sets the rules in the market. Other people try to be more lenient so they could have business as well. So this is the reason that they exist, which gives you overall perspective that when the market starts crashing, Aave will crash, not because that the market is crashing, because people will start taking their money out. And that will tell you that why do you have a structure like this with Aave? Because people have no point of holding, their assets are decreasing in value and is dramatically going to crap. So Aave bleeds. Now as the markets are picking up, Aave is picking up and Aave will continue to go up. How up? That's something it's a question, fundamental question, because we have to go and see how much money the competitors are stealing from Aave, because now there are so many people out there. The general public call this space DeFi. That's a just easy way to label it. Instead of explaining things, they label things, and they say, okay, it's a DeFi project, and you have no idea what is DeFi, and then everyone starts getting excited about it because DeFi means decentralized finance, but it doesn't mean shit. Decentralized finance can be a lot of things. Anyway, Aave, fundamentally, I have studied it, but I haven't done any competitor analysis to see how they are doing as the market leader in comparison to other people. I do know that people have given them around $15 to $16 billion. It's staked with them. It's called TVL, total value locked. So the more that TVL grows, the more Aave will grow. So if you want to find something for Aave as how well it can do, you need to keep an eye on the TVL. As long as the TVL grows, the number continues to grow, Aave will continue to grow. The moment you see big drops in TVL, that is your first indicator Aave price is going to drop and Aave is not going to hold. And that's Aave for you from the largest perspective, because if you look at it from any other angle, it will not make sense. Aave is not a market contributor. This is 1 year chart of this year of Aave. You can see it didn't give a rat's ass about Bitcoin. It continued to go up when Bitcoin continued to go down. So in the month of July and August, it was actually up. This is July, and August was even higher than that. But if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin was lower in August than July. So Aave is not a coin that follows the market structure. It actually has its own journey and mechanism, because I said people use it as a lending place. So if people expect that, okay, prices are low, it's a good opportunity, they will buy Bitcoin and give it to them, and then Aave will continue to rally. Anyway, that's pretty much it with Aave. It's already almost 10 minutes. I'm not going to stretch it further. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, or I have touched on a topic and you expect me to explain a bit more, I'll try my best to explain that to you in the comments. Leave a comment. And I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe, because if you're not interacting with the video, or if you're not subscribed, you're not going to see all the 10 videos that I make every day. You're going to miss out on it, and I think you are educated enough to understand what to subscribe and what not to, because if you want to miss out on it, then why not? It's for your own good, and you should know better what is good for you.